Welcome to a brand new series here on the Slide Job Racing Network. It's the Hillbilly iRacing series with the first of a 5-week Clash of Dirt. Tonight we welcome you to the Steel City, Lernerville Speedway near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pro Late Models and UMP Modifieds are on hand for this special event. Well, we're so glad you could join us here on the Slide Job Racing Network. I'm Marty Sakala. Well, here's how the night is going to work. First off, 2 events taking place in iRacing, a public hosted race, and it is going to be a lot of fun. You won't be disappointed by it one bit. Field getting set to go for the heat races. Let's explain the format for how things are going to go tonight. Our heat races, we've got a bunch of heats planned. 4 heats. They are 8 laps. Top 3 will transfer out of each heat, so we're taking 12 drivers. Then we have a little bit of alphabet soup, and it's 5 laps. Out of the B main, we'll be taking 8 drivers for the feature tonight, which is 40 laps for the Pro Late Models. Heat races here this evening are brought to you by the Hillbilly Setup Shop. Let's meet your starting lineup for heat race number 1. Jesse Newsome on pole position. He's next to the 46, driven by Robert Overstreet. Row number 2, it's Dylan Cribbs in the 7-Eleven. Next to him, Mason Neary in the number 35. Row number 3, Tyson Banks in the number 4. Next to him, it's Troy Dorian in the 69. Row 4, Connor Williams in the 22. And Tyler Shine in the number 12. Round out the field in row 5, Wyatt Gagero in the number 31. And Devin Lane in the 47. Field getting set to go racing in the first of a 10-race series. And you'll see half of them on the Slide Job Racing Network. Stay tuned for who the other broadcaster will be for the even races of the season. Heat lineup done by Pill Draw. Winner starts on pole for the 40-lap feature as we are green here at Lernerville. Newsome gets off to a good start. Cribbs looks downstairs for the second position. He can't get the drive off of 2 to work. As Yuri gives him a slight little bumper tap down the back chute. Meanwhile, you've got the 4 of Banks. 3 wide coming to the stripe. It's Neary with the advantage for 4th, but 3rd position currently to Dylan Cribbs. And up the track go both Connor Williams and Tyson Banks. Allows Neary in the number 35 to move up to 4th. Now has to try and chase down the 7-Eleven of Cribbs to get the final transfer spot. But it's Jesse Newsome that leads in the number 9, quickest driver at the moment, 15:38. By a couple hundredths over Robert Overstreet in the number 46. Just had Troy Dorian crash just a moment ago. No cautions in the heat races, so we will stay under the green flag. Cribbs the first one out in 3rd, but the thing he wants to see is a race for 4th behind him in Neary and Banks for that position. Remember, Banks looked underneath on Neary earlier. But then a lot of contact with Williams sent him up the racetrack. What's aiming to do anything about it? Let's ride on board here with the driver of the number 4, currently in the 5th position. 3 laps to go in heat 1, and Neary catches the wall. Don't want to be doing that right now. Banks throws the slider up on the 35 to move into 4th, but a 7/10 of a second deficit between him and 3rd. Neary all the way down on the grass to try and take the 4th spot back. Can't get it to work. The high side, the place to be with the Pro Late Models here at Lernerville. 2 to go in our opening heat race. It's still Newsome by a half second over Robert Overstreet. Coming to the white flag this time by 1 lap to go in the Drew Jonkman Racing Big Tim ride. 6 just ran a 15:24 last lap, best lap of anyone in this heat race, and he takes the checkered flag. Meanwhile, a race for 3rd to the end. Tyson Banks takes it, and Dylan Cribbs not happy with Banks one bit. I'm not sure what happened. We'll get to a replay. Bear with us as we have to use the user interface for this situation, but Cribbs was not happy. Here's a look at what happened. This is at the white flag. So Banks closed in a lot. Why was Cribbs angry? Slide job by the B1. Puts him up the hill and into the wall. and shows his frustration at the checkers by taking himself out. And we'll put him in a B main, but would not be surprised if the race officials did not like that. That could lead to a disqualification. Ready for the second heat race. Give you your starting lineup. Seth Ponchetta on the pole position. He's in the number 777. Next to him, it's Wade Burris in car number 98. Row number 2, Canadian Sandra Newman in the third position. Next to him, it is, you see Caleb Bowman up there, but he's not racing. He's our race director. That puts Adam Miller up in the 4th spot. Row number 3, Chance Sizemore in car number 34. Next to him, Bryce Dickinson in the 84. Row 4, Chandler Hickman. He's in car number 6, and next to him will be the 39 of Todd Foster. Jaden Freeberger rounds out the field. He starts from the 9th position, but no calls from Hickman and Foster to the grid. But keep in mind, we have 6, so we have 6 drivers in this heat. But remember, we are taking the top 3 out of the heat to the feature. Everyone else has to go down to the B mains, or alphabet soup, I should say. We had it set all the way down to, I believe it was the E main. One lap to go until we take the green flag. Open setups, by the way, for all the drivers here. You run what you brought. And obviously whoever has the better setup from the sounds of it will win. As we're underway for heat race number 2, as Ponchetta slides through the corners to take the green flag, hits the good jump over Wade Burris. Sizemore underneath to try and take the 2 spot away. Nearly 3 wide down the back chute. Can Burris and Sizemore pull up into turn 3? 3 wide. Burris tries the slide job. No yaw out of Sizemore. And we're nearly 4 wide. And through goes Adam Miller to the 2nd position in after lap 1. But Miller starting to blank out, and it's 3 wide for the final transfer spot. Ponchetta hanging on. Here comes Bryce Dickinson in the 84, up 4 spots from the drop of the green flag. Can he get 3rd at the line? He can. They bang doors for that 3rd position between him and Ponchetta, and the 777 still sideways off of turn number 2. Sizemore trying everything he can to get that 3rd position, and he can't. Dickinson clears by a half second. Now may have an opportunity to take 2nd from Adam Miller, but he has to be careful because of Miller's ping. There is a rule, I believe there is a rule, where your ping must be under 200 milliseconds, and if not, you are in jeopardy of being kicked out. So we're halfway home here in heat race number 2. Wade Burris with the lead by 0.4 of a second on Adam Miller, running the middle line compared to the drivers behind him who are all rocking the top shelf. Dickinson again trying the neutral groove for P2. Nothing. That's what Burris wants to see right now, but he doesn't want to see Miller take a peek downstairs for the lead with 2 laps to go. Remember, winner starts 2nd in the 40-lap feature this evening. One lap to go in Heat 2. Remember, we saw drama for 3rd at the end of Heat 1. Miller's on the wall. Here comes Dickinson underneath, throws the slider for 2nd. The 2 get together. They both hang on to it. Miller's got company from Chance Sizemore. Underneath for 3rd. Tries the slide job. Up the hill he goes. Nearly spun it. Miller hangs on to 3rd. Wade Burris takes the win in Heat 2. That was a fun one. So again, your top 3 move on to the feature this evening. And we're ready for the 3rd heat race of the night. Here's the starting lineup. Ryan LePage on pole position. He's in car number 01. And next to him, it's the 38 of Aaron Simmons. Row number 2, it's Derek Youngblood in the number 97. That is an awesome last name. Next to him, it's Alex Davis in car number 5. Row 3, Jace Land in the 24. Next to him, it will be Alex Davis in car number 5. Rounding out the field, Cam Harris in car 32. No call from Aaron Simmons, Tyler Hill, or Connor New to grid. So we will have a 7-car heat race to take the green flag. And once again, top 3 transfer into the show. Winner starts from the inside of row number 2 for the 40-lap feature tonight. And while we were ready to go green flag racing, let's know who you're rooting for in the chat. We've got 16 viewers on night number 1 of the Hillbilly iRacing series. That's awesome to see. Welcome, everyone, for joining on in tonight. One lap until we take the green flag here for tonight. As the field of 7 all bunches up, ready to take the green flag at the home of the Firecracker. LePage and Retzler the front row. Here we go. Heat 3's on. LePage gets off to a good jump. 3 wide for 4th into turn number 1. Davis up the hill. And Perkins nearly goes around as he was slideways. Falls back to 7th. Race for the 3rd position. Can Davis get the run on the cushion off of turn 4 to take it from Youngblood? He can briefly by a bumper. Race for the lead as well. You've got Reitzler and LePage for the top spot. The 2 goes to the point. A lot of contact there between Harris and Youngblood into turn number 3. And Youngblood falls all the way down to 6th, maybe even 7th. Davis for 2nd, throws the slider up on LePage. He gets it to go off of 2. Now does LePage go for the counter move? However, though, Hasley into his outside. The 24 takes the final transfer spot away. Now here comes Cam Harris, who could be a factor in this one. The Drew Jonkman Racing team, very fast in practice. That happened in the past half hour. I believe all 3 drivers took the top 3 spots. Don't count me on that. Don't quote me on that. They were very fast, and Harris now the first one out in 4th spot. We're only halfway home through here in heat race number 3. Here comes Land downstairs on the 5. Up the track, contact with Davis, gives the 5 the room. Davis, though, that last time by, quickest lap of the heat at a 15:54. So he's got something under that Longhorn number 5. 2 laps to go. Nathan Perkins has crashed and jumped into the pits. He will compete in Akansi. On board with Theon in the 3rd position. The deficit between him and Harris, 0.6 of a second. White flag is out, 1 to go in heat race number 3. You likely know who's going to win this one. Who's going to take the race for 2nd at the end. But Leah goes over the berm. He's done. Cam Harris to the 3rd position. One mistake by the 24. It costs him a transfer spot. Reitzler with the win in heat 3. Davis and Harris are in the show. Wow. What a start to the night, folks. We now move on to heat race number 4. Let's give you the starting lineups. James Plunker on pole position in car number 11. Next to him, it's the 21, driven by Drew Jonkman. Row 2, Evan Olivier. He's in the number 25, and next to him, Josh Anders in the 18. Brady Shriver starts from the 5th position. He's in car number 03, and Marcus Larson in the number 28. Row number 4, Devin Udley in the number 19. Zach Jenkins next to him in the 62. Rounding out the grid for this heat race, Jacques McIntyre in the number 88, or Jack McIntyre, and Mark Gilbert in the 29. Round out the field. We'll check the call here on who grids up. They have 10 seconds to grid. Some drivers making their final setup adjustments, putting fuel in their virtual cars. Gilbert makes the call into the show. And so we get 6 drivers to race with us in our final heat race of the night. And again, top 3 will move on to the show. We've hit 21 viewers. How about that? Thank you all so much for tuning in. And if you are new to the Slide Job Racing Network, make sure you hit the subscribe button and maybe even hit the bell to turn on those notifications for when we are live. We are live every Monday nights with the Coast to Coast Racing League Sprint Cars with their Rebels and Renegades. We're on Thursday nights normally. We're either doing the Renegade Racing League Truck Series, and if they can't or aren't able to have a race take place, Then we broadcast the Coast to Coast Racing League Next Gen Series on Thursday nights. Also have another series starting up here on the Slide Job Racing Network. I believe it's this Sunday, if not a week from Sunday. The SVT Racing League comes to the Slide Job Racing Network. A lot of plans for you during your racing off season, so make sure you keep it locked down here. Dalton watching, rooting for Alex. Joseph Fitzsimmons says he wished he could be there with his teammates and blames work for the occasion. Well, Joseph, you could make iRacing your work. I'm kidding. Heat 4 is green here at Lernerville. Plunkett and Jockman, door-to-door for the lead. Shriver gets a little bit sideways, opens up the door for Jenkins to take a chance at the final transfer spot. Oh, but Shriver set it into Plunkett, and the 11 saves it, and Jockman leads the opening circuit. Oh, and there goes the 11. Nearly goes upside down. There is contact with the 03, and both of them fall to the back of the field. 4 drivers battling for 3 transfer spots. Mark Gilbert, the first one out, has to deal with Josh Anders for the 3rd position. But meanwhile, Jonkman has checked out of the hotel. A 1-second lead just about on Jenkins. That's the biggest lead anybody has had in a heat race so far tonight with his own team. He's got his teammate working with him up in the 2nd spot. I'm going to take a guess that these two put a lot of focus on the late models, whether it be Pro, Super, or Limited. I wonder as well if they put a lot of focus as well onto the UMPs, which you'll see next hour. That's round number 2 of the season. That's what you see in the Hillbilly iRacing Series. 2 races a night on Sundays, or excuse me, on Friday nights. This week we decided to do late models and UMPs, and they work on the schedule throughout the week. We don't know the track next week. You don't know the cars next week. If you want to know, make sure you join the Hillbilly Speed Shop Discord for more info and details on that. Jenkins now starts to close it on Jonkman. 15:24 last lap. Was 0.2 better. White flag is out, 1 to go. I don't expect the Jonkman drivers to battle it out for this heat win. They're in safe spots here. Jenkins may go for it. I'm surprised at the situation. The 2 touch. Both of them up the racetrack. Jockman uses the elbow to the checkered flag and wins the 4th heat race. Josh Anders in 30 takes the final transfer spot. And so we know our 12 drivers, 12 of the 20 drivers, that will race in the feature tonight. And so what will we begin with? We begin with the E-Main. Who grids in the E-Main is the question. Let's check who we're taking. We're taking 2 drivers out of the E-Main into the feature here tonight. And as long as these 2 drivers grid up, it will be the only ones. If somebody else joins them, we've got a race to see who will make it in. So this is our E-Main. I am not going to guarantee that. I believe if I were to guess, there is a 10-20% chance that every driver will be in a specific main. But you got to wait here. Mason Uri and Tyler Shine, the 2 drivers with us, if nobody grids within the next 10 seconds, it will just be those 2 drivers. Oh, now we got to race. Dylan Krebs becomes a part of this, and he is on the pole position. With him and Mason Nieri, the last two that were out in heat race number 1. And Tyler Shine next to him. So again, 3 drivers battling for 2 spots. 5 laps each consi will be. So makes things very interesting. Not that much time. It's like a dash, just shorter. All right, 1 lap to go until we take the green flag. All right, pace truck is in, set to go green for the E-main. If you finished last, you're going home early. So Cribbs clears with the lead. Nayeri second, Shine down to third. So all three of them run the high side here at the moment. So Nayeri goes for the lead. 4 laps to go. That may have bit him in the dust to think about making a move early because Shine's got to run on the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Final transfer spot is his. But he clips the wall entering turn number 1. He decides to go low. He thinks he's got a better hot rod than Dylan Cribbs. A 15:38 after lap number 2. Working well for the driver of car number 12. Top 3 all nose to tail. Shine looks for a run underneath. Can't get it to work. 2 laps to go in the E-main. Nayeri looks again. Can't get it. How bad do you want it if you're the 35? Trying to make a chance to play soup. To play alphabet soup. 1 lap to go. Nayeri scrapes the wall into turn number 1. Shine may have something for Dylan Cribbs, but Nayeri gets a run underneath. Who's going to the D-main? Contact between second and third. A 3-car race for the win as well. What's going to happen? Coming to the checkered flag. They all make contact. Shine's going home. Cribbs with the win by 12 hundredths. And Nayeri makes it into the show as well. Now we move on to the D-main. I don't know why I don't see the bottom 2 in this D-main, unless there's an iRacing glitch. Very weird. Two drivers in this D-main. Both drivers will make it on into the show. Chance Sizemore having some fun in that 28 on the pole, and next to him will be Jaden Freeberger in the number 17. Both those drivers will move on into the C-main. They're just having a little bit of fun. A lot of time here before we go racing. Hearing there may have been a glitch with iRacing. And Sizemore just put it in the wall. I think he just doesn't care, and just wants to make it in. Someone's got to remind him that this is a broadcasted race, so it has to go 100%. And now he begins this D main with a damaged front end. Deciding to do it single file. They don't want to go double file as we are underway with this D main. Sizemore even with the bent front. Gets off to the jump. Half-second advantage on Freeberger, and off at turn number 4, Sizemore leads the opening lap. Don't know if both two drivers will make it into the C main. Just have to see what iRacing says. And we are hearing that the mains are currently glitchy at the moment for race control, so we apologize for that, ladies and gents. And oh, there goes Freeberger. Had the rear ends over the banking and put her in the wall. One lap to go here for Chance Sizemore. He's in the Speed Ranch, the number 28 machine. You know, he's going to have a little bit of fun here. He knows he's in. He could coast at this point. He's got the D-main win. So takes the checkers there, and Freeberger finishes second. The checker wants to see if they're both in the C-main at least. And they are not. Interesting. So these are all just a bunch of consi races for fun. We'll see who's in the C main this time. Ryan LePage in, Derek Youngblood in, Nate Perkins is in. Just want to make sure again, putting the top 2 into the show. And so it's 4 drivers: Jace Leon, Ryan LePage, Derek Youngblood, and Nathan Perkins. Something tells me, unless they're putting all the top 2 drivers into the back of the B main. Don't quote me on that, but that could possibly be a thing on iRacing. I don't do hosted sessions a lot, so don't quote me on it. One lap to go until we take the green flag, and we are taking half the drivers to... Oh, you know what? We're taking the top 2 to the feature. So every one of those drivers, now I just realized, we are taking the top 2 out of each main directly to the feature. So that's what's going on. I apologize. Thought they were moving up like alphabet soup initially. But anyway, we're green for the C main. 3 wide just briefly for the top spot with LePage in the middle as he races Youngblood for the 2nd position. Oh, but Perkins may have something to say about this one. For 3rd, he can't get it. He's stuck in last as the 24 of Leon leads the opening circuit. LePage on the preferred line up on the cushion. How high do you want to go? You don't want to get too high, obviously. Right on board that 27. And he yaws with the 01 off at turn number 2. Similar drives on corner exit. Perkins pulls up to the door with a bumper. Obviously the 01 gets the better exit. They try to stay side by side in both of the open setups. 2 to go. Up the track goes Perkins. He's got Youngblood for 3rd. That's just what the 01 wants to deal with. One lap to go. It's Jace Leon out in front in the Perfection Auto Glass number 24. LePage with the final transfer spot. Battle for 3rd as Perkins over the hill, and out he goes with a bang. So Leon and LePage will race in the feature. And so one more race left to go, and it's the B main, and we are taking the top 2 to the feature out of this. And here's how they line up for this B main. Mark Gilbert, James Plunkett, and Brady Shriver will race in this B main. Everybody else has disconnected from the sounds of it. I'm going to assume that will go green this time. They'll shorten the lap. Brian Fender rooting for Perkins, and then he then says he has to be drunk. Possibly. All right, ready for the green here in our B main. I should mention as well the B mains brought to you by Pop's Race Designs. And so here we go, our B main underway. Gilbert slides up and clears for the lead. Now Plunkett and Shriver race for the second spot, and Plunkett with a beauty of a corner exit sends it in with a slider, and Gilbert and Plunkett take each other out. Who gets through to take the 2 spot? Gilbert back on the throttle in the second. Brady Shriver has a B main win in his back pocket. Well, that was interesting. Let's look at a replay and show you once again. So the top 2 simply got together. Plunkett with the slide job. Gilbert just did not have enough time to back out of it. They both nearly went upside down. And the Brady Shriver fan club is going wild in chat. And coming to the checkered flag, the driver of the 03, along with Mark Gilbert, will make it into the show. So we've got our 20 drivers. We are just about set to go racing here at Lernerville Speedway. Let's meet the field and give you your starting lineup. Who's going to join in now is the question. We'll see. All drivers with 40 seconds to grid up, but here's how it looks. Newsom on pole position. He's next to Wade Burris. Row number 2, Jackson Reitzler is next to the 62 of Zach Jenkins. Row number 3, Robert Overstreet in the 46, next to Bryce Dickinson. He's in car number 84. Alex Davis in the 5 is next to Drew Jonkman. That's the 5 and the 21, respectively. Rounding out the top 10, it's Tyson Banks next to Adam Miller. Row number 6, it's Cam Harris and Josh Anders in car number 18. Row 7, it's Dylan Cribbs in the 7-11 next to Chance Sizemore if he grids in the 34. Row number 8, Jace Leon in the number 24 next to Brady Shriver, who is in the 03. Rounding out the field this evening, Mason Nieri if he grids, same with Jaden Freeberger. The final row, though, is gridded. That's Ryan LePage of the 01 and Mark Gilbert in the 17. 4 drivers not making the call to grid. It's Cam Harris, Chance Sizemore, Mason Nieri, and Jaden Freeberger as the field gets set to go for 40 laps of racing here at Lernerville. Let us know your pick to win in the chat. There's always a favorite out there. So again, 40 laps. Caution laps do not count here for this feature. This one's going to be a fun one. iRacing pace truck is in. First feature about to go down. Newsom brings him to green. We're underway. Three wide for third. Very tight down the back chute. Wade Burris comes away with a third position. But it's a 4-car smorgasbord for that bottom step of the podium. As Dickinson, banging off drivers, loses a ton of spots. Here comes Jenkins around the high side, moves up to third. Burris, oh, there he goes, he's gone. Into the bolts he goes. First caution flag waves at Lernerville. Just hard racing there at the start. And Burris out of it early. Did not suffer any damage, I don't believe. Let's go to the aerial shot and show you what happened. I think there was contact with the 84. Yep, they simply just hooked. And I thought Burris was going to flip down that hill for a moment. Let's go on board with him from the rear end. It just shows you how tight the drivers are leaning on each other. Now bear with me, I have to break the fourth wall here and see the quick repairs. No limit on fast repairs, so you can keep going no matter what. The only rule here is that incident count penalties are every 15x. Once you hit 15x, you will be removed from the lobby. I think we're ready to come back to the green flag here. We are. So we've completed 2 laps so far. And it's Jesse Newsom, the leader. He fires first. We're back to green. Reitzler tries to thread the needle here on the 9 and the 62. Can't get it to work, but Newsom holds serve. Here's the run for the 46 of Robert Overstreet for the 3rd position. Oh, we got a big one. Off at turn 4, 4 cars involved. Gilbert's one of them. Heavy front end damage to, I think, is that Wade Burris as well. He suffers more damage in car number 98. As he rammed somebody on the rear end. I think it all started with Dylan Cribbs. Let's take a look at a replay and show you. Was there contact between him and the 21? Oh no, the 1. 24C got loose. Just led to a big stack, but I think the 7-11 got payback on the B1 after what happened in their heat race. Onboard with Tyson Banks will probably give us a good idea of what happened. It was just got a little bit too high, had no yaw whatsoever. Stacked the field up and around he went. Everyone able to get a quick repair no matter what. And we are actually counting caution laps. I apologize. All right, 1 lap until we take the green flag. Reset the field. Newsom and Reitzler, row number 1. Jenkins and Overstreet, row 2. Davis and Lee in row number 3. Miller and Jonkman, row 4. Anders and Shriver round out the top 10. Leon, your biggest mover in that 6th position. He was supposed to start in the 15th spot. So ready to come back to the green flag. Here we go. Newsom holds serve. Jenkins up to 2nd. And so Drew Jonkman has his boys 1 and 2. Reitzler looks low, didn't work. Overstreet back up to the 4th position as Leon and Davis race door to door for 5th. No. Oh, here we go. Jenkins up high for the lead on the number 8. Let's see here. Newsom throws the slide job. Jenkins with a nice run as he keeps it high, wide, and handsome. Underneath he goes. Does he try the slide job in 3 and 4? Both of them hold lanes off the corner. Newsom keeps the lead. Reitzler back down to the 3rd position. Oh, and there goes the 22. The 2, rather, of Reitzler over the banking. Keeps the car going. He saves that. And we stay under the green flag. We had Anders crash just a moment ago. And he is out of the race. Meanwhile, Newsom tries to slam the door shut. Oh, there goes Newsom. Newsom over the turn. Down to the 9th spot, and Jenkins just raced him way too hard. Leon and Overstreet still racing each other hard, and they're closing in on the 62. And Drew Jonkman up in the 4th position. Leon's up 12 positions. Can he make it 13 with a slider for 2nd? He can. Overstreet tries to counter it back. Nearly sideways. Behind Jonkman was Davis in the 5. As there's another slider from Overstreet. Hangs on to 2nd, but the 2 tangle once again. both of them hang on to it. 4 wide just briefly. Hard to the wall with Jockman. And he has heavy contact with a 98. Takes it for a quick repair likely. The front end is demolished. Caution waves. Wow. That was a lot. And heavy damage for the driver of the 21. And that likely will end his night with the caution laps counting. Here's another look at what happened. Racing the 5 of Davis. That was the race for 5th. Was there contact? There was. Davis gone to Jonkman. Couldn't turn it, and a heavy impact. And then comes down in front of the 98. Let's go on board here with Jonkman from the rear end. There it was. Then just wait for the second impact right there from Burris. Already the 98's third accident of the night. You got to feel for him. So Jenkins, your new leader. After the 9 of Newsom went over the turn, but Newsom in the 6th position, so it's still a lot of time to rebound as we are a couple laps shy of the halfway point. Jenkins and Leanne, row number 1. Overstreet and Davis, that's row number 2. Newsom and Miller, that's row 3. Shriver, Dickinson, row 4. Reitzler and LePage round out the top 10. We come back to the green flag. Oh my! Leah just stumped himself in the 62. No caution though. As he spun over the track, now the caution waves. New leader, it's Robert Overstreet in the 46. What in the world just happened? There is going to be some angry tempers here. Wait a second. Oh my goodness. Officials got to get this in control here. As Jenkins and Leanne will not be happy at each other. And Jenkins went looking for the 24, and that likely will park the 62 for the race. Here's a look at what happened. Just ran into his back bumper and simply dumped him. Plain and simple there. And then what happened in the aftermath? Jenkins, I think he went soul searching for that 24. Let's wait and see here. I think he went back up around the outside. I think he was trying to protest and then spins in front of the 84. Then he clobbered his teammate, the 9 of Newsom. I think that was payback after what happened earlier between the two. No, that could not have been. But without a situation, I mean, yes, there could be some confusion between a hosted race and a public hosted race and a league race, but at the same time, Jenkins just can't be doing that stuff on iRacing. So Overstreet, the new leader, and Newsom back in the 2nd spot. Leanne, for some reason, thinks it's a Delaware double file, which it ain't. Coming back to the green flag, Overstreet holds serve. 3 wide for 2nd, Davis. Could he go 2 for 1 in a turn number 1? Could be 4 wide for just a moment. Dickinson tries to thread the needle down the back. And Dickinson gets the elbow thrown by Leanne in the race for the lead between Newsom and Overstreet breaks out, but Newsom has company. Yellow flag is out. Adam Miller has spun in the number 20. Take a look at what happened. Man, there was a lot of bumping and shoving there on that restart. Miller just gets turned off the 24 of Leanne again. Again, keep in mind of the limit. 15x the drivers have. I think I could tell you at home. We pull up the user areas. First he throws the bumper at the 84. Taking no prisoners. Then he gets a little medicine. Gets a taste of his own medicine there pretty much. Let's see here. Can we get a look at the 15x from the drivers? Highest somebody has right now is Dickinson with 6x. A couple of drivers have 6x at the moment. Actually, 8x to Leanne right now. And everyone's hoping to keep it clean, from the drivers to the fans. Shriver's hoping Brady gets the hard charger. He's up 10. Ryan LePage is up 12, right behind him. Looks like a lot of the fans here not too happy with the wrecking that's going on. Hoping this stays clean. I believe we are going one extra caution lap here. We'll have 12 to go. We come back to the green flag. Overstreet still leads. Back for the restart, and you gotta be kidding me. Davis in the wall off of the 22, or the 2 rather. Mega stack up. That was Reitzler. And we'll go caution again. And the caution's for Mark Gilbert in the 17. So all the drivers that kept it straight will be able to retain their spot. Big stack up here, and Gilbert, ooh, yeah, 22 off the 01 of LePage, and then gets Gilbert. Luckily, Gilbert kept it straight. So I don't think there's really any need for an onboard there in that situation. The field is doubled up. Pace truck is not out there. I think everybody knows where they should be going. So, we try this again. This time 9 to go when we come back to the green. 9 drivers on the lead lap with a chance to win it. There's the pace truck. Good news, the lights are off. Overstreet, Newsome, Alex Davis, Dickinson, and Reitzler. That's the top 5. Look at all these beat up race cars. Extra hours in the body shop this week. Back to green, Newsome tried to pinch the 46 on the bottom, but Overstreet able to hold serve. Davis low for second. Better exit for the 9 of Newsome, and he looks underneath. Slide job, Newsome hooks with a 46. Everybody keeps it straight. 7 to go. Overstreet led of the line. Newsome take 2 on the slider. You bet. Dickinson low for third. Overstreet wants the slider in turn number 3. Lernerville has turned into slide job city. 6 laps to go. Newsome and Overstreet touch. Everybody hanging on to it for right now. Newsome tucks it back in line. He believes he's got a better car than Overstreet and wants to be patient about it. Oh, over the track goes the 5 of Davis. Hard in the wall, losing the front end. We stay green. Pulls it off. He wants to keep the racing going. And the best race on track is for the win between Overstreet and Newsome. Coming to 4 laps to go at Lernerville with the late models. Don't forget UMPs are coming up next. here at the Steel City. Newsom with a run. Underneath he goes with a mega slide jump for the race lead. Overstreet counters it back. 3 laps to go. It was Overstreet at the line by thousandths of a second. And here come Reitzler and Shriver, who want a piece of the win. Newsom able to clear with a nice exit on the top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Overstreet tries the slider. New leader Newsom back to the point with 2 to go. But what does Brady Shriver have to say about this? He wants a piece of second. Could he have a race-winning car here possibly? We'll have to see what happens off the corner to the white flag. 1 to go for Jesse Newsom in the Drew Junkman number 9. Overstreet trying some final Hail Marys. He has to race Reitzler for second. Coming through turns number 3 and 4. Reitzler with the elbow. Everybody going crazy. Newsom with the win. Dickinson second. Brady Shriver third, the hard charger of the race. And everybody going crazy for the back. But it's Jesse Newsom in the number 9. That will get to park it in victory lane. We'll see if we get a chance to talk with the podium. But he gets the chance to do some donuts. And is able to park it on that sweet victory lane. Newsom the winner by a second. Dickinson able to take second. While Reitzler and Overstreet were not too pleased at each other after the race. Shriver third, Leon fourth, Reitzler fifth. Miller in 6th, LePage 7th, Overstreet 8th, Burris 9th, and 10th Mark Gilbert. And go. I think we've got that podium all set up. They'll take a picture there. And I don't think anybody in the top 3 is with us. So with that being said, your top 3 pose. We will step aside here and go to break. If we do get any of our top 3 in, we will bring them on in here and cut off the commercial. But for now, we will take an opportunity to step aside here in just a moment. Stand by for that.
In the Discord.
Up, there we go. We've got Brady. Remember, gotta keep the music limited because this could be copyrighted. But Brady.
My bad.
You're good. You're good. We were having fun with intros earlier tonight. Brady, walk us through that one. That was wild.
Yeah. Marty, I mean, like it's crazy. I mean, I came from the back of this race, you know. Man, I'm shaking right now because emotions are just crazy. But coming from the back, I have to work through consolation races, but I mean, head down, just there's plenty of race ahead of me. Car felt really good all night. I mean, thanks to Drew Junkman Racing, I got my setup from them. Appreciate them. Q81, Hot Rod Septic Equipment, Nutrinac Solutions, Cocky Fluid Construction, Coronet Race Engines, Bill Scene Race Shocks, Hillbilly Speed Shop, of course. I mean, this is it's crazy.
Well, awesome, man. Well, we'll let you go. Great job, and we'll see you at the UMP race.
Thank you, Marty.
All right. That is Brady Shriver, and going to step aside here unless our admin Davis wants to say anything. Nope, actually, he's all good. We'll step aside and go to break. Stay with us here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Or, I'm sorry, on the Slide Job Racing Network. I'm sorry, Force Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Slide Job Racing Network. If you heard anything briefly, we apologize for that. Getting set to go for UMP mods here at Lernerville Speedway. So glad you could join us here. Marty Sakala with you. As we get set for action here with the UMPs. Same format as it was previously. And we are hearing as well in the changes in the situation, the entry limit will decrease this time, going from 30 down to 20 at max, or from 40 down to right now 20 at max. But officials would like to get this race going. So in that case, I think we're going to get things going here right now as soon as possible. Practice currently underway at the moment, and it's Tyson Banks who is the quickest in the UMP. 15:64 his first lap time. And Zach Jenkins has just brought the 62 up to the top of the charts. $11 drivers currently with us at the moment. See if we get things going here shortly. There's a look at Jenkins's number 62. Austin Kroger just put the number 75 to the top. Kroger just went 15:46 on the opening lap. Or on the 6th or 7th lap, rather. Drew Jonkman in car number 21 in another group. He just went second quick, 15:47 for him. Bring up Mark Gilbert here in his number 17 ride. 15:57 as he's currently 4th quickest. And we have taken the checkers here on practice, so we are set to go. Here's how they line up for heat race number 1. Austin Kroger starting on the pole position. Next to him, it's Caleb Bowman in car number 23. Drew Jonkman starts in 3rd spot inside row number 2. Next to him, it's Josh Anders in the number 18. Rounding out the field, it's Alex Davis in car number 5 and Tyson Banks in the 6. So as we get set to go for our second race this evening, let us know who you're rooting for in the chat. Be 1 lap to green here this time by, and again, winner starts on pole position. No call for Caleb Bowman to grid. Top 3 they'll transfer, but I would assume we would have a full field, and specifically because we do not have the maximum amount of drivers with us. underway here for heat race number 1 at Lernerville. 3 wide for second, and again they're beating and banging off each other. Jockman gets the elbow from Alex Davis. Everybody keeps it straight as we stay green. Obviously, with it being a heat race, and now Jockman and Davis continue to race each other very hard, and Jockman goes down to the 5th position. But it's Kroger out in front by a big lead, 0.8 of a second, over the number 6 of Tyson Banks. Oh man, Davis and Jockman again, continuing their war for Durs, and wow. You gotta be kidding me. Are you kidding me, really? That is just completely uncalled for. Jockman just absolutely did that to Davis. We heard it on the throttle, 100% with intent. Hope he doesn't do that to Austin Kroger. Halfway home here. Let's watch again on board. Gap, though, is closed down for Kroger. Tyson Banks, who, remember, started last, is up there with the 75. It's a half-second difference. So we're coming to the white flag, folks. 1 to go here in the first heat. Who's starting on pole for tonight's feature with the Mighty Modifieds? Kroger against Banks. Does Banks decide to send it? Decides to take a longer way around the racetrack. Kroger uses the slider line, which works. Kroger wins heat 1. Anders 3rd and Jonkman 4th. So we're set to go now for heat race number 2. Should be our final heat race for the modifieds before we get going with action. Here inside the lineup, Zach Jenkins starts on the pole position. Next to him, it's Mark Gilbert in the number 17. Dalton Roush inside on row number 2, and next to him, it's Brady Shriver. Shriver in the number 13. Rounding out the field, Cooper Weiss in the number 9. Crowd still here at Lernerville, even with the UMP Modifieds out on track over the late models. Waiting for 2 more drivers to actually, nope, no call for Brady Shriver or Zach Jenkins to come in. Obviously, Shriver, I believe, is now going to admin this race. So getting ready for the second heat race to determine the outside line. Dalton Roush, by the way, even when he's on pole, he was laughing so hard at the situation with Drew. It just happened earlier. Underway with the second heat race, only 3 drivers in this. Gilbert could get the lead off at turn number 2, and 3 wide for the top spot, all 3 drivers. Oh no! There go Gilbert and Roush hard in the wall, and Gilbert flipped it. We only have 1 driver in this, and it's the 9 of Cooper Weiss. Why don't we go on board with him for a lap? Maybe for the rest of this heat race, possibly. Near a 9-second lead. You just saw Roush in the background. He was just off at turn number 2. And looks like Weiss is showing signs of blinking. The key here at Lernerville, just like in the UMPs, you want to go as high as possible. Without going too high, in the case that you go over the track. Final lap here, and Weiss will start on the outside of the front row before we go feature racing. So he wins that. Roush finishes second. So we are ready for the feature here at Lernerville. Here's the starting lineup. Austin Kroger on pole position. Next to him, it's Cooper Weiss in car number 9. Row number 2, Tyson Banks in the number 6, and Dalton Roush in car number 4. Row 3, Josh Anders in the 18, and Mark Gilbert in the 17. Row 4, Drew Jonkman in the 21, and Zach Jenkins in the 62. Row 5, Alex Davis in the 5. And those are the drivers that will take part in this feature tonight, which, again, is set for 40 laps here. Field should be set to roll off here at any moment. So again, 40 laps. We are counting the caution laps here. Drivers get all their tires warmed up. We'll be moments away from going racing here. As always, let us know who you're rooting for in chat. Should be a good one to the end here. Alrighty, here we go. Let's know your pick to win. There's always a favorite out there. As the field makes their way through 3 and 4. Final race of the night here for the Hillbilly iRacing Series here at Lernerville. Showtime! One in the grass already. It's Josh Anders as 7 drivers, not 6, took the green flag here this evening. And off at turn number 4 at the line, it's Kroger that leads lap number 1. Weiss with the slide job back once again to move back in the race lead. Kroger wants it back. Too much yaw for the 75. They nearly touch. And around goes the 18 of Josh Anders, collects the 5 as well of Alex Davis. No caution, we stay green. And that works for us because this is a heck of a battle for the lead. Kroger tries the dime in the corner. Now here comes Banks to make it a 3-car shootout for the top spot. It's like a heat race, but it's a 40-lap feature instead. Here's what Banks is looking at over in front of the driver bars. Ooh, Kroger tried the slider, or Weiss tried the slider rather. Just couldn't get up in time. The 75 that last lap, perfect lap for him, a 15.79. Banks throws another slider deep. Contact between him and the 9. Banks longer way around the racetrack, but that's the place you want to be. And clear for second, he cannot. Meanwhile, Mark Gilbert in 5th, quickest car on the track at a 15.73. And Banks able to clear the 9 of Weiss. Leaders approaching lap traffic. I believe that's Anders in car number 18. That is actually Dalton Roush in the 4, who took the green flag late. So he's 2 laps down, about to go 3 laps down early. Best race on track is for the top spot between Kroger and Banks. Now Alex Davis fans watching once again. He nearly got the Hard Charger Award. He's going for it. Up 5 positions. Supposed to start 9th. He's in the 4th position. Could have a target coming from Mark Gilbert. Although Gilbert just went off the track, though. So after running the quickest lap of the race. So not what you want to be going through. If he gets a caution flag, he could get back in this race. It could come here with Banks off the track. A little bit too risky going too wide. That opens Kroger's lead up to 1.7 seconds, the number 75. So 2-second advantage on Banks as Weiss now starts to approach the 4 of Roush. Has a little bit of issues. Best race on track is between him and Davis for 3rd. And Davis is slowly closing in on him. Brianna out there rooting for the driver, the 5 and Alex. Last time by, Davis better by well over a 10th. Tries to look bottom. Can't get it to work. You can see here how the track is developing 2 completely different grooves. If you go on the chocolate chips on the middle line, could be in trouble. Could send your car for a bicycle, possibly. Come on board here for a lap with the 5 of Davis. Top speed into turn number 1. Lot of right wheel cranking. Top speed 117 into turn number 1. 108 into turn number 3. This time it was 105. I think sometimes iRacing has the timing glitch. Why is a little bit too high on corner exit? But he is starting to lose some ground to the number 5. There goes Davis all the way downstairs, but washes up the hill. So we come to the halfway point here at Lernerville. The high side really starting to looking up pretty good. Ooh, hang on there, Coop. Davis there, pulled up to the door on corner entry. See Weiss with a better advantage on corner exit. Davis has something to try and break in the top 3. Get it off of turn number 4, no. This is the best race on track with Gilbert closing in, who was a quarter of a second better last lap compared to the 3rd and 4th place drivers. Davis tries again. They got a lap car in the way, though. That's Roush this time. And Davis had to back out of it, or else he was taking out Dalton. Oh, no, that's actually Tyson Banks' correction. I'm sorry. He went off again. And Weiss now has a chance to take the 2 spot. So a 3-car race for second breaks down. How Davis didn't get turned off the 29th bumper, I do not know. This could help Tyson pull away from the race for 3rd. And here comes Gilbert to close in. All this happened behind Austin Kroger, who, by the way, has a 7-second lead over the field. Oh, there goes White Banks again. Off the track and loses 3 spots. All the way down to 5th. Gilbert and Weiss once more for 3rd. So Gilbert was able to reel in both Davis and Weiss really well, but now with Davis past 2nd, that momentum can increase just a bit. Can Gilbert catch Weiss and break into the podium? That's the question I have. We'll just have to wait and find out. But Austin Kroger, he's got to lead by just about a half a track as we come to 10 laps to go. I don't think from the looks of it that he will lap the entire field. Ah, the caution's out though. Mark Gilbert and Tyson Banks have gotten together. And this is going to make things interesting. Here's a look at what happened. Gilbert on the back of the 29. Gilbert go off track, lose the rear end, he did. Then hard in the wall, and Banks just got neck coated. Nothing he could have done about that. Let's run on board with Gilbert. Find as much grip as he could on that top shelf. There it was. That was just the breaking point. But again, unlimited quick repairs for the drivers here. So luckily Gilbert able to bring it back on track, but Kroger has lost the lead. Alex Davis just got his gift to try and get back in this race. Coming to green this time by 6 laps to go. 3 drivers a chance to win this race. Kroger, Davis, or Weiss. We're about to find out. Davis switches lanes compared to Kroger. Him and Weiss go high. Leader low. This is the dash for the cash here. Weiss off the track. You could just see that coming. But here goes Davis. Oh, something happened. Kroger went in the wall. Caution is out. I think he keeps the lead, though. If not, he keeps a front spot. Let's see here. Oh, my goodness. Kroger just got a gift. Caught the wall from a bumper tap. Here's another angle. Just a brief one. Wow, he just got lucky. From the back of the 75. Right there is the contact. He even had the belly pin on the fence, and he keeps the lead. That's wild. Alrighty. Believe this will be a one-lap shootout. Kroger or Davis or even Cooper Weiss. Even after spinning, he still kept the car on the lead lap. Who's going to win this? Kroger got a huge jump on Davis. Advantage is being the leader, but gets to the back of the 75 to get up sideways. Half a lap to go. Kroger pulls away. Is this the moment for him off of turn number 4? Davis tries one final time. Kroger with the win. Even with a damaged right side and rear rod, he takes the checkered flag on top. I think he's taking it to the scales. I think he knows where the scales are here at Lernerville, which are always right there. The weight is good. He's clear. We need more of that in iRacing. When you win the race, take it to the scales and then bring it back out. Oh, man, that was fun. Alex is in here. He just finished in second. Alex, what more did you need?
Ooh, I just needed like at least 3 more. That's all I needed.
I mean, you almost got the lead, and then
Oh.
that caution just came out at the worst possible time after
Kroger
goes on 2 wheels.
Time. I know. I don't understand how you could keep the lead when you're doing a cartwheel, but
I think it was because he kept the car straight, not that he spun.
don't know. That was great.
I don't know. That was wild. But who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Man, I want to give a shout out to the Hillbilly Speed Shop. They're me and my team, we're dialed. We're getting her dialed. I'd like to thank Longhorn for this beautiful, amazing UMP. Sent me from all the way from the back, getting tore all to pieces, sent me all the way to second. So, pretty nice to have. I'd like to thank Sexton's Weldon. I'd like to thank my mom and dad, little brother Dylan for encouraging me. About it.
All right, man. We'll let you go. Nice job tonight.
Thank you.
Put him back in the broadcast waiting room, and we have lost. We just had Kroger in here in the waiting room. Oh, nope, he's in here. Perfect. All righty, Austin. We're going to begin with the big pucker moment you just had on 2 wheels. Did you think that you were out of it?
Yeah, honestly, if that caution didn't come out there, I probably would have been. I thought the car was broke and everything after that.
I mean, that caution could not have come out at a more perfect time for you. because of the rules in dirt racing.
Yeah, that was a pucker factor there, man. But we pulled her out though.
Man, what a dominant car you had tonight. Just how good was this ride?
Ah, man, I like these tacky tracks. I'm not much of a slick track racer, so when it's tacky like this, I'll put it out there pretty far. So,
Well, man, that
but
was a heck of a run. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
oh man, I'll give a shout out to White Knuckle Setup Shops. Them boys, they put a heck of a setup together in every car we run. Sub-Zero Sim Racing, WB Creative, Snakebit Gaming, CSW Speedworks. I mean, man, there's probably more I'm forgetting, but it was a heck of a race. You guys put on a good show. So
Definitely was a heck of a race, man, and you definitely deserve that win. Congratulations. Great job
No,
tonight.
you don't deserve a shit. Okay, whatever.
appreciate you having me, guys.
Alrighty, that'll do it here for us here at Lernerville. Week number 1 is in the books. Again, stay tuned next week for who will be the next broadcaster for week number 2 on the season. Till then, on behalf of everyone here at the Hillbilly iRacing Series, Caleb Bowman and his company of admins, I'm Marty Sakala saying so long for tonight. Congratulations to your winners here this evening.